most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. My guy, goodness gracious, how are you doing? It feels like it's been forever.
It's been too damn long, my brother. I am doing fantastic. Finally got the voice back. No more sickness. Even though I like to get down with the sickness, I don't like being sick, my man. So it's great to be here. Friendly reminder to you all, take your meds. You know, the changing of the seasons here, the turning back of the clocks. A lot of good vibes here on this end. But, my brother, we got a great show to kick off, and I can't wait. Be remiss not to shout out the chat as well. We see y'all. Better late than never, I like to say. Let's go.
Absolutely, my guy. Better late than never is absolutely right. So, look, we've been doing this thing where we start at the top of the card and work our way down. So I say we continue that run, son. Let's get it on at the top. At a featherweight main event with Steve Garcia coming in here against David Onama. Man, oh man, this fight was fun for as long as it lasted. Steve Garcia, of course, comes out there and just blasts David Onama. Onama only landed 2 strikes before suffering a TKO loss, just 3 minutes and 34 seconds into round number 1. Nano. What were your thoughts on this fight? I'll pass it to you first.
I appreciate it, my brother. Might as well get my feet wet here. Man, my boy, Steve Garcia, one of my fighters on the UFC fantasy this year. Definitely was rooting for him, and it felt like this was a clash of styles, right? We got the phenomenal striker, the KO artist coming in on a 6-fight win streak, 5 of them by finish. We knew what Garcia was going to go out there and do against a David Onama. Phenomenal grappler. Hell of a fighter, but it just was not his night, right? Mr. Garcia stole the show. Main event, his first one. Absolutely great performance. Found a home for that left hand early and often. Like you said, Onama was only able to land 2 punches within 3.5 minutes, but it's not because he's a slouch, right? I mean, he is still a talented fighter, but I think this just goes to show how good Steve Garcia is. Trained with Michelle Watterson. Honestly, I think my big takeaway, too, outside the octagon, I'll leave a little bit of meat on the bones for yours truly over here to break it down further, but I think he's ready for the big show. I mean, obviously, this main event was his first time headlining a card, and just hearing him talk in the UFC post-show with Michelle Watterson-Gomez, with Michael Chiesa and crew, I like what I saw, man. He has all the makings of a star. He's humble, gracious, shouted out his dad and his team. Said it's when I win, we all win. And he also won $50K bonus as well. Much deserved. That's the boy, man. That's the boy. I'm excited to see what's next. We'll leave that here at the end. But, brother, what stood out to you with our boy, Steve Garcia?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, great breakdown. Onama just did not look like himself, I think, was probably the biggest takeaway. He wasn't throwing the hands in which he usually throws, and it was evident, right? He wasn't finding the range that he usually does. Western Mass says, off the rip, I'd like to ask a question of Nano. Thoughts on a grown man sending another grown man training footage while he's wearing socks?
Uh-oh. Might be a loaded question.
I mean, I posted it to my fucking page, brother, so everybody could see that training footage in my socks.
There you go. There you go.
Big Cheese Steve Garcia. Is that his nickname?
Big Cheese? That's a hell
There's
of a name.
no way. Is that actually his nickname? No, it's Mean Machine.
He is Mean
But Big Cheese, I'm not mad at. Definitely not mad at.
You got the
may not have to wait long for him to be cut. One of 3 fighters who had their belts flagged on Saturday night. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize that one got flagged, too.
Did it really?
I'd
be hard pressed if he was looped into that. Obviously, we'll get there as well. I didn't know there's even more than one fight that was flagged, but
there's apparently 100.
Really?
Yeah, they're going back and investigating old fights.
Yeah,
I mean, Sterling fight Garcia. I don't know that would go well for our boy Sterling.
Unless he's talking about Aljamain Sterling here, maybe. I don't know. I mean, honestly, he deserves the top 10. After that, I mean, headline, 7 wins in a row, 7-fight win streak, 6 by finish, starting to really stack up the accolades. I thought I saw in here, maybe Onama was hurt. The one thing that he did mention, Steve Garcia, is that he felt like he wasn't as focused. He felt like David Onama was more concerned about the corner, literally exchanging words with the corner. I felt like that's pretty normal, but for Steve to pick up on that kind of cue just showed how locked in he was. And he might even got a little irritated. He might have had a little extra on some of those punches. Like, yeah, well, you worried about your corner, ain't worried about me. I'm over here ready to knock you out, boy.
Oh, I just lost you.
Oh.
There he is.
Here we are. Technical difficulty. I'll say socks, toe socks, shoes, don't matter. I love seeing people train. Let's go.
Absolutely. And shout out Rob Rex. It's the fucking boys, the blunt hit on the lunch break for my guys. Hyped about this Randy versus Bonfim fight. I got Randy all day on that. So do we, bro. We're a big fan of Randy here. And I think it's fun, man. Matua says, woo, Aljamain versus the Big Cheese Steve. Okay, West. I mean, I just don't know, bro. I don't know. And I'll be honest. I thought you were talking about Sterling from S-Dogs MMA when you said that originally. So that's why I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that to Sterling. Oh, we lost Nano. It happens. Technical difficulties, as you said. Steve Garcia versus John Silva. Who you got? Ooh, Rob Rex bringing the fucking heat, son. That's a good one, man. I don't know what I have on that one.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Oh, hopefully I'm coming in here on the screen. Let us know. Rob Rex, we see you. I think that's a great shout. Steve Garcia versus John Silva.
I think you might be connected to the wrong mic, though, if you want to check your mic settings on StreamYard. And while you're doing that, I'll be honest, man. I like Steve Garcia in that fight. Yeah. Oh, and then Western Mass. Perfect timing. Garcia ends Silva, in my opinion. I think so, too, man. I think so,
too. Am I coming in?
Yeah. I see you now.
Crispy?
I hear you.
Crispy like bacon? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us know, y'all. I don't know what just happened. My computer took a poop. But yeah, no, I agree. I think John Silva's a great shout. He does have
Derek Moneyberg grappling match versus MMAnomaly with socks on.
Moneyberg.
It'd have to be full MMA for me to have a chance. I'll be honest, man. That guy's a black belt.
It's even the stakes a little bit here.
I mean, even though it's a bot black belt, you know the vibes. So with that being said, Nano, do you have any names on the tip of your tongue in the featherweight division for Steve Garcia? I'll be honest with you. Off the top, I really like Jean Silva versus Steve Garcia.
I think that one's my favorite one. For us fight fans, those clash of styles, two guys that are going out there to headhunt and knock out their opponent, leave the judges' scorecards out of it. I would love to see that. I wouldn't even mind seeing them skyrocket a little bit higher. You mentioned Brian Ortega directly, even our boy Yusuf Zalal, Mr. Yusuf. I think either of those names would also be a great shout. My first choice, though, honestly, John Silva. Sounds like an absolute banger, y'all. That would be the pick, I think.
I think that's the move. That's the money move, bro. And speaking of money moves, Waldo Cortes Acosta coming into the heavyweight division against Ante Delija or Delija, whatever you want to say. Hey there, Delija. I heard you. I poked a guy. Bro, this fight was bananas. It was absolute bananas for all just under 4 minutes that it lasted. 3 minutes and 59 seconds until our guy, Salsa Boy, went out there and got a
fatality.
My guy. Ante Delija was lighting him up. He was lighting the boy up, Rodney. It was nasty work. But in the midst of a 9 or 10 strike combo, he opens his hand, posts off his opponent, and just inevitably eye pokes him as a result of doing this. And my guy, my goodness gracious, it sucked because the fight was really going well for Ante Delija up until that eye poke happened. And then they give them a break. Ante starts celebrating as if the fight is over. Mind you, the ref has not waved the fight off. He just said, stop! And they stopped. Like, unless the ref does this, the fight's not over, kid. You're still going. So start catching your breath. Don't start celebrating and know that you still got a little bit to go before you get that finish, that dub. And again, Ante Delija celebrates prematurely and ultimately gets knocked out by a one-shot fucking rocket ship of a fastball special from the former Dominican Republic baseball player. The guy apparently had a hell of a fastball in baseball, and it shows. He threw it like a pitcher throws a fucking fastball. It was down the pipe. It was nasty work, and it put Delija flat on his back. Nasty work from our guy Salsa Boy. We cashed big time this week, and we'll go over that at the end of the show. Nano, what were your thoughts on this fight, though?
Yeah, going into it, I was absolutely hyped. On the edge of my seat, we got two legit heavyweights going in there and clashing, and we know that they're on a quick path to that potential title contendership. So I was glued to it, even with the World Series on, even with all the crew. I was all hands on deck for it. But boy, was it weird, right? I was watching it at first without the sound, so I was unsure what was going on. And I think a lot of the world was, right? Even Ante Delija and his team, they're celebrating, they're rushing the octagon. You know, I give credit where it's due. I mean, the ref did the best he can. Shout out to the instant replay. It wasn't his fault. I mean, it was a kind of a grazing of the eye as they're in an exchange. And then you see Waldo cover up, not because he was hurt, but because he got poked in the eye, which is a little bit of a poetic justice here, unfortunately. We did just get over Tom getting poked in the eye and a no contest for the heavyweight championship of the world, unfortunately.
Mind you, Ante is his training partner.
And they train together. So that, again, a little poetic justice there that he was on the other end of it. But huge shout to Waldo Cortes for still being willing and able to push through. I know the easy scapegoat or the thing most people are saying is, oh, well, Waldo's tougher. And, I mean, even his eye after you see it, it was obviously swollen in the press conference and everything. But it is what it is. I mean, he was able to go. Not all eye pokes are the same. You could definitely argue Ante was probably going to lose a point or should have, given the circumstances, even though it wasn't his fault. But I think that probably should be the new president going forward. But, man, what a fight. I mean, Salsa Boy just, I mean, dishing out that spicy salsa. And Ante, hey there, Delija was not able to hang, man. I mean, all it takes is one with these big boys. Waldo was able to land, took out his opponent, and really solidified himself, in my opinion, as maybe one fight away from title contendership. I do think there are still some other names there, but maybe that's what you do. Maybe you go and you give him an Alexander Volkov or a Sergey Pavlovich. He's ranked 6th currently. I'm sure he'll only go up from there. Great showing for both fighters until it wasn't great for Ante Delija. I don't think he lost a lot of stake in my book. I mean, again, these guys are big. We're talking about the best of the best. And, yeah, shout out Waldo Cortes Acosta, man. He got it done. Like you said, that pitching pedigree, that ability to throw those big hands. I mean, he moves really well. He's a good athlete. That was a hell of a showing. But, yeah, definitely weird. And, unfortunately, the eye pokes strike again, man. We got to figure out something to avoid these in the future. But that's the name of the game. It was a fun fight until, yeah, Waldo went out of the guard done. I thought Delija would have been my pick here. So I'll do a little sip of my LaCroix or some shots here eventually. But I don't know. You were hot this week, so we may not be doing that many shots this week, ladies and gents. It was a fun one, though. This was a good co-main event.
It was definitely a good week for the books, and man, we needed it. We were down like 2-3 weeks in a row, and I mean, we broke even one out of those 3 weeks, but down the other two, not too bad, right? Like down 2 units one and down like 1 unit the other, I believe. Yeah. So again, not terrible, but we were up like 24 units or something like that this week. I'll do the math in just a moment, but
big.
Yeah, man. When it comes to what should be next for these guys, like realistically, put the eye poker against the eye poker, right? Put Ante Delija against the real Ghana. I think that makes sense. And then for Waldo Cortes Acosta, he's got to be a number one contender right now. You put him in there against Tommy Aspinall, and that's that. Nobody wants to see Ghana versus Aspinall again. No one's chomping at the bit for that fight. But people love Salsa Boy. It's us. We're people. We love this guy. We also love Tommy. So I think it's a fun fight. I think it's one in which it will pull at the heartstrings, and it'll give everybody exactly what they want, man. So let me go through a couple of the comments before we move into the next one. Let's see here. Lazy Bet says, see and hear him. Thanks, Lazy. Appreciate you. Oh, Derek Money Bergwin. That was funny. Sock's the best base for MMA? I think so. I want Waldo versus Tom. Dude, yes. Yes, that should be the fucking move, bro. Like, he clearly is the number one contender here. Get Ghana gone. He can't fight the other, or he can fight the other eye poker, Delija. Yes. Dude, this is, we're on the same wavelength tonight, bro. Waldo should be number one contender. Yes. Literally, yes. I have an unpopular opinion, says Rob Rex, with eye pokes. As much as I feel for the fighter that gets injured, I've always felt like if you enter the octagon, you have to be ready literally for everything. I mean, that's fair to an extent, but we've seen fighters literally lose their sight long term. Looking at Michael Bisping, right? This is something that needs to be fixed. Nah, no one else deserves the shot besides Waldo. I agree, bro. I completely agree. Thank you. Thank you. My guy. Asking you, Sal Rashid. Rob Rex says, I like that they continued to fight. I totally agree. The fight ended in the Waldo fight because they literally brought in the stools, LOL. But I think Delija should have been more ready. That I completely agree with. He should have stayed ready because they never waved off the fight. I don't think anyone puts in a full training camp and preps for 8+, however many weeks, to be satisfied with getting half of their paycheck from a no contest. Nobody, bro. Literally nobody. It's a shit situation. Like, nobody wants that. So it's not like Tom took the easy way out. He literally took half a paycheck, guys. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move into the next fight, Nano. With a welterweight bout between Jeremiah Wells and Themba Gorimbo. Oh, man. I am going to pour up a shot here because I definitely did think that Themba was going to get it done. I like the guy, man. I want him to do well. He's a good kid. He's from an impoverished area. He used his first fight bonus to go and build water wells in said impoverished area. And he just seemingly has a heart of gold, but I don't know. We're going to talk about it in just a sec. I'm curious to hear what you thought of this one. Let's see, Western Mass. What the fuck are you saying right now? Great minds, great socks. Oh, and I'm sending you a pair of my favorite socks for Christmas. My guy, please do. I'm actually a big sock guy. I love cool socks, if that makes sense.
I'm right there with you. In the corporate world, anything you can do to show a little personality and a little extra pizzazz, I'm all for some stylish socks as well. Send those my way too, WMC. We see you. We appreciate you. We see you as well, Lazy Bed. Yeah, I mean, Rob Rex, all great points, man. Shout out the comment section. It's hot. Jump in there. Water's warm. But yeah, man, Jeremiah Wells, he looked very well. I mean, that first round definitely got me feeling like Themba was going to go out there and do what he does, grapple, just win most of the exchanges. But Jeremiah was able to dig deep. I felt like the strength discrepancy, I mean, just looking at their body types, you know Jeremiah is strong, tough as nails, and he proved to be durable and kind of exposed Themba in some ways when it comes to the grappling, when it comes to the wrestling, and then just pouring on strikes from the top, man. I mean, it was obvious he won the next 2 rounds. If you want to give Themba maybe 1 round, maybe it was the first one, but Jeremiah Wells, man, looked very good, and a solid call out as well, calling out Michael Chiesa. Sounded like he was willing to, accept that dance if Dana and Brash want to make it happen. Both are 38, 39 on the back end of their careers, not necessarily trying to make a title run at this point, but can certainly still put on some good shows. And Jeremiah, turned out the clock and looked as good as he could be, man. That was a great showing by both fighters, but Themba's going to have to, hit the drawing board, get back in the lab there. I don't know if you can necessarily beef up too much, but hey, send him to Dagestan 1-2 years and forget. I think he'll be in good shape in the long run here in Themba Gorimbo. But Jeremiah Wells, man, he's the star of the show tonight. He looked very well. Just want to reiterate that. Looks like Rob Rex has some things to say as well. Are you sure he did the Wells? From what I read, that dude made a lot of promises and didn't come through with a bunch of stuff, including something with the school. Could be wrong. Sure hope not, but it's tough. Maybe he was hoping to get that 50K bonus, didn't get it. I
mean, he got the 50K bonus and then said he did that stuff.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. If he actually didn't come through with it, that's
unfortunate.
That sucks. That sucks. Very Conor McGregor moves of him, my guy. Very Conor McGregor moves. So with that being said, I did pour up a shot. I was wrong on Temba. Got to do it. Got to do it to him. So with that, cheers, folks.
Salud.
I wasn't wrong much on this card, but wrong on that one. Now, with that being said, Jeremiah Wells, my fucking gosh, dude. As you said, he is built, as my father would say, like a brick shit house. The guy is just fucking like all traps. He looks like Tom Hardy in Warrior, the way his body is built. It's insane. Oh, yeah. Trap City, bro. And like you could see it in the way in which he was manhandling him. Like looking at the stats, it would be easy to see on paper and be like, well, I mean, Timba Garimbo outlanded him 80-59. He got more takedowns than him 2-1, right? He got 6 compared to the 3 of Jeremiah Wells. How did he lose this fight? On a unanimous decision. But if you look at it round by round, as you stated, Nano, you got to give Temba round 1, right? He got 4 significant strikes to the 1 of Jeremiah Wells, got 3 minutes and 36 seconds of control time. But after that, it's almost as if either his gas tank was sapped, or to like put it into anime perspective, like dude Kakashi'd him, bro. He hit him with a Sharingan eye. He's like, fool me once, not again. And from there, like again, his opposition in Jeremiah Wells, he landed far less takedowns, but he still ended up getting more than twice the control time out of it, right? He got 2 minutes and 15 seconds to 52 in round number 2. And then in round number 3, he got 2 minutes and 53 seconds to 1 minute and 11. So, I mean, he just outpaced him. He outworked him and he outclassed him in there. And I'll be honest, I didn't have that on my fucking 2025 bingo card. So let me ask you, Nano, I'll put you in the hot seat first. Do you have any names on the tip of your tongue for young Jeremiah Wells?
Yeah, I'm all for rewarding people for getting their job done. I think he had a really good shout out, Michael Chiesa. Why not give it to him? Both guys are 38, 39. Like I said, not necessarily someone that's, itching closer to the top 15 necessarily. I think it was a good shout. Why not give it to him? I don't think I could come up with a better name than that. Michael Chiesa's been around the block for a while. And let's see if he could actually take care of the business from a grappling perspective, as Themba was not able to. So reward the guy. Solid shout. Not going to look any further than Michael Chiesa. What about you, brother?
I mean, I'm not mad at that shout at all. I think that's a fun one. Outside of that, as far as like just trying to put my matchmaker hat on and say something outside of who he asked for, I'd say give him somebody like Trey the Truth Waters or Gunnar Nelson. I think if you want to give him somebody that's a young opposition that makes sense, give him Trey Waters. He can get past that guy. He can continue to build his legacy and build his footing to, I don't think he's going to go on a title run, but as close as he can, right? At 39 years of age. And outside of that, I mean, if you want to give him like another like kind of legacy fight, Gunny, bro, like the guy that trained with Conor McGregor, the guy that submitted the mountain and broke his own rib to do it. I think 2 of them actually. Like the dude's a fucking stud. He's a beast, and he's a kind of a legacy fighter, if you will. So I think it makes a lot of sense to have him fight somebody like a Gunnar Nelson. Otherwise, give him what he asked for. Michael the Maverick Chiesa, I think, is a very fun shout, and I'm fucking here for it. I'm here for it, bro. Now it is time to get a little bit weird, folks. It is time to get very fucking weird. Yeah. There's some shit to look into, bro. So we have a featherweight belt that went very, very weirdly between Isaac Dulgarian, who officially should change his name to I Suck Dulgarian, coming in against Yadier Del Valle. Now, no shade to Yadier Del Valle. I think he did a great job. And I don't think that he was in on the fix. I don't think that he knew, right? He responded to Hey Jive, who we're big fans of, and literally said like, hey, don't discredit my win, blah, blah, blah. Like I went out there and beat him fair and square. And Hey Jive literally had the most mature response ever and said, this is a great response. It tells me that you weren't in on the fix. No disrespect to you. Congrats on the win. You did your job. He did not. I think that's fair, bro. I think it's wild to watch this fight. And again, I watched it live. And then I went back and rewatched it with the conspiracy theory hat on. I put my tinfoil hat on and everything. And no, I gotta be honest with you, bro. Like when I was watching it, it was weird. When I went back and rewatched it, though, it was bizarre. Okay, like he being Bulgarian, he gets in on a double, right? And it's a beautiful blast double. He's right there. Hands are under the backs of your knees. If I do that to you, if I'm a shit grappler, I've got you dead to rights. Even if you're better than me, in that position, all I have to do is just keep moving forward and you're done. I'm on you. He stops driving. Like a half second into that fucking blast double, he just stops. Just stops moving forward. And then when he's giving up his back, which he make no mistake, he didn't get his back taken. He gave up his back. Instead of trying to fight the hands and improve position and protect the neck, keep the chin tucked, he's doing everything wrong. He's putting his head up. He's throwing punches back. He's doing the worst things you could possibly do. Like I'm talking, like white belt. Like white belt jiu-jitsu stuff. And not even like white belt BJJ, but like if you walk into an MMA gym and they're like, yeah, we do MMA classes. We don't do BJJ, we don't do Muay Thai, we just do MMA. That's like day one stuff, bro. As soon as you touch the mats, they're teaching you that. Position over everything, bro. Even if you're a BJJ guy, like position over submission. Or as they say in Brazil, position over submission. Like, bro, come on. This was so blatant. It was fucking atrocious. It's like they're insulting our intelligence. The fact that Isaac Bulgarian could not land a takedown and only landed 3 strikes and only threw 6 strikes is fucking blasphemous to me, Nano. Like, talk me off the ledge here. Am I being crazy or was this just absolutely stupid?
Yeah, it definitely was not a good look. I mean, I think generally speaking, Yadier Del Valle was the underdog, so you assumed Isaac was going to go out there and be able to take care of business. He did not. And I think to your point, some of those mistakes were a bit glaring. Without the betting controversy, you would maybe just make the case, hey, he laid an egg, didn't show up, didn't finish in the position.
The line movement is what's wild too. Like, let's talk about that. It went from like plus 850 to plus 415 right before the fight. And that's on the round 1 finish.
Yeah. And the fact that that Isaac Bulgarian came out and said in a podcast or on a platform that, hey, if you're going to bet on me, let me in on the money. It's tough when you go out there and lose. I think in a day and age, just a quick sidebar here, like in a day and age where betting and sports betting is prevalent. I mean, shoot, we bet on it. It's there, right? You don't have to just go to Vegas. You could use your local sports betting app or your bookie. We use DraftKings or Underdogs. Make sure you use one of them. Shout out, sponsor us. But yeah, all things point to weirdness, right? Because and the reality is, obviously, it's under investigation. Things will probably come out at some point. But if he truly was in on him losing and in that kind of fashion, I mean, yeah, that's honestly what it looked like. I would be curious. I think I seen was a WMC just claiming maybe he's just dumb, didn't have the fight IQ. Don't think you threw it at all. I'd be curious to know why. I mean, with all the allegations and then just the way he looked in
but there. Then you have to look at this comment from LazyBet, a $16 million betting handle on the Apex prelim fight. And again, let's just for a moment here, guys, I'm going to play it one more time here. Let's just put on our tinfoil hats for just a sec here, Nano, and think about the fact that this was the biggest baseball game in what, 20 years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most viewed.
And this was the weakest watered down Apex card of the year. And it was a prelim fight. Yeah. Or, I mean, it was like starting off the main card on a fucking Apex fight card. So, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing here? 16 million on an Apex card is wild already. You add in the other factors, and there's just a lot. Like, if you shake up the magic 8-ball, all signs point to fishy. The lid has been getting blown completely off this story since Saturday. Some truly wild stuff coming to light, and it goes very deep, no pause. 100% LazyBet, 100%. And Rob Rex, I gotta throw this one up here. Rob Rex says, hey, now don't diss us white belts, LOL. I even know to fight the hands, LOL. That dude got paid. And it's going to be an issue until fighters are paid better, especially with the raise of parlay channels. What undercard fighter wouldn't take $100,000 from a big-time parlayer? Sucks to know, but this has been going on for years. Only trains this was a big deal because it was like $1 million crazy. Also, it's worth noting that he used to train with James Krause, who owes $5 million to the federal government and is still getting investigated by the fucking FBI, bro. Yeah. So, look, I just think there's too many signs that point to it being a thing. And it's weird, bro. It's weird. Yeah. Him being on the podcast, like you said, is also fishy as hell. It's
fishy as hell, and at the end of the day, it degrades the game. It fucks with the integrity, which is what we're all about. Like, especially in mixed martial arts, where one, you're literally putting your body and life on the line, but then you factor in the fact that like it truly like it. Like I said, it messes with the integrity of the sport, of the game, of the match. It's not fair to us. And honestly, like, to be real, if it comes out like he was betting on himself to win, I don't feel the same as you throwing a fight. Like, straight up, that's just unnecessary. He already got cut. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. But hey, like, if these guys want to bet on themselves, by all means, like, that's cool with me in my book. But to blatantly bet against yourself when you're the betting favorite and in that kind of manner, and then to look like that, it just either you don't belong in the UFC or maybe he's part of the mob. I don't know. The mafia's back. Shout out the Sopranos. So I got my gambling shirt on here for Vegas. It's unfortunate, but that is the reality we're in, and you just simply can't mess with the integrity of the game. At the end of the day, you just can't do it. Zero tolerance.
Yeah, it's got to be a zero tolerance thing, man. And that's the thing is, like, Dana said himself when they asked him, are you worried about this? Are you worried about this? And he's like, I cut the fighter. He's like, I cut the fighter as soon as there was a betting scandal and the fight was finished. And B, I have this chat with all my fighters. You are not legally allowed to bet when you are part of the UFC. And if you are found guilty of that in any way, shape, or form, you will be getting investigated by the federal government and you will go to federal prison. So, I mean, come on, bro. Like he literally said, if you're that dumb to play ball, then by all means, break a leg. Lazy Bed said, all this info suddenly coming to light also as Ali Abdelaziz and Dominance MMA are actively having all their data seized via subpoenas for the ongoing Phil Davis class action suit.
Oh,
Phil Davis has a class action suit? Mr. What was it? Mr. Wonderful? Hold on, bro. Can you please elaborate on that, Lazy Bed? And Nano, real quick, I know I'm backtracking here, and I'm sorry to do that, but going back real quick to the Waldo Cortes Acosta and Ante Delija fight, we're talking about eye pokes, right? I'm gonna just say it again. Earmuffs, if you've heard this one before. Pride had so much better gloves than the UFC, but Dana is so stubborn and refuses to use any kind of glove that he can't get the sole patent to because he's power hungry. And I mean, this is something that truly needs to be changed. Right? Because like tacked thumbs in boxing, right? Like tied thumb straps started appearing in training gloves in the 1920s to limit thumb extensions. And then tacked gloves became common in the 1970s in favor of Larry Holmes asking for it because of the amount of detached retinas in boxing. Because even with a big boxing glove, you could poke somebody in the fucking eye with your thumb. We've got 5 fingers, bro. We have 5 weapons to do that with in this fun sport that we love. Can we not just make it safer for the people? Like, can we just fucking do the job that we're given as like Dana White and Hunter and all these guys? Like, just suck it up and admit that you can't have all the power. You can't have a sole patent to the gloves and just use better gloves. Like you tried these shit ones behind me. Like, they're not great. They sucked.
Yeah.
But they were better than the ones we have. The issue is we weren't seeing as many knockouts. John Jones didn't want to fight with him because he couldn't poke people in the eyes. So yeah. You really think gloves matter? I honestly don't think so. Okay. I think if a fighter wants to poke you in the eye, they will. If you make it harder for them to poke you in the eye, it's simply that. You're making it harder for them to cheat. So I think they need to implement new gloves as well as a much more severe deduction system or point system. Now, I have an idea for this, and this is what it is. Like, I think there should just be a strike system implemented, right? Like, if me and Nano are fighting, and I poke him in the eye, I get 1 strike on my UFC record for cheating via eye poke. Okay, if I kick him in the groin, I get 1 strike on my UFC record for cheating via groin poke or groin strike. And then if I fight Lazy Bed 7 months later and I poke him in the eye, I get 2 strikes, right? And then, God forbid, all the way at the end of the fucking year, I fight WMC. And then I poke him in the eye too. Then I get a 3rd strike and I'm suspended for a year.
I like that.
Why is that not a thing? Oh, by the way, we should also be taking a point every time.
Yeah, I would say I think a lot of times they're warned backstage, and it's a soft warning. Hey, no nut shots, don't poke them in the eye. But maybe it does need to be a little bit more firm as we're continuously seeing it happen, and to avoid any discrepancies, just to really lock in the fact that if you do it, it is illegal. Maybe it's a fine, like WMC said here as well. Maybe it's a penalty. But we got to do something. Something has to give. It's starting to take away, again, from the integrity of the game.
We need to take away the warnings because Nano, I know you're a big football guy, right? Congrats on your current run in fantasy, right? You're crushing it. But thanks, brother. I appreciate it. So here's the thing. If you're watching a football game, if QB gets the ball off and then a defensive lineman smashes into him, flag on the play, roughing the passer. Yes or no?
Yep.
Right. Tell me. Just stop me if you've heard this before, but have you ever heard the refs on the sideline or seen the refs on the sideline saying, well, I mean, he was already running and I don't know if he could have actually stopped himself even if he wanted to, so it was unintentional. Do you think he did it on purpose?
No, not with instant replay, not with the amount of money that's going into the sport. And yeah, even in those scenarios, they'll credit that towards they'll say, hey, 15-yard penalty and sportsmanlike conduct, and that's a penalty going towards potential disqualification. They will make that a point. We're trying to make the game safer. Obviously, play hard, do all that, not taking away from it.
But if you keep doing that, you're out of the game.
You are out. Yeah, that is. Yeah. And maybe it's
the same in soccer, in UK football, right? If you fail somebody, it's a yellow card. You foul them again, it's a fucking red card. You're done. Oh, and by the way, they don't get to bring another guy in. They're playing a man down for the rest of the game because of you.
Yeah.
We have, Dana says all the time, we're the next Big 5 sport. No, you're not. Not until you start acting like it, bud.
Yeah.
You've got to take the rules seriously.
And we've now seen 2 different mergers, right? He got paid out during the ESPN acquisition, and now Paramount's going to be paying him out even more.
$7.7 billion across 7 years. That's $1.1 billion per year guaranteed.
Yeah.
No pay-per-view.
Yeah, and it's somewhat of a good segue here to the Phil Davis lawsuit. So I think it was said in the chat that it was refiled, but that is what it was. It was something that was already settled. It was 4 fighters that fought during 2010 and 2017. The idea around the fact that the UFC would not essentially let these top MMA fighters a fair shot at earning money, which is what they're all trying to do. They're trying to make a living here. It's their passion. They're putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. They should have a fair crack to be able to go to, WEC maybe at that time, or PFL, or bare knuckle, whatever tickles their fancy. Now I would hope that it's a little bit more fair in that sense, and maybe these types of lawsuits are the reason why. But yeah, I mean, the reality is shouldn't be a monopoly. There's plenty of good leagues, LFA, you name it. Why not give these fighters a chance to earn their money? So yeah, this was a refiling, and that's unfortunately that's what we've been up against, right? This started in 2010, so we're talking about 15 years of this going on. Something has to give, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand for the betting side of things, but even again, from an injury and glove perspective, something should be done. I mean, I don't even mind, you see in some of the other leagues, the just with the extra padding on the knuckle where it kind of hangs a little bit lower. I think that might solve some issues as well. You can't fully stretch your arms
and
out.
That's the thing. That's how the Pride gloves were.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Pride gloves were fucking awesome gloves, bro. They were such a great design, and I just genuinely don't understand. It makes zero sense to me why the UFC does not use their glove. It was just such a superior glove. Yep. And jumping back into the comments, Lazy Bet agrees with you completely. He said what Nano said.
Yep.
And he said basically it argues that UFC's market dominance harms all professional MMA fighters by suppressing wages and limiting contract flexibility. Now, I completely agree with this, and the biggest issue is this. The UFC has taken what I call the tech industry route, right? those that know, I'm not going to name any of the companies by name, but again, if you know, you know. If you don't, you can Google it. There is a big five of tech companies, and a lot of them underpay their employees significantly. So I have worked for one of them, right? I know that my guy has as well. But the good thing about them is having that on a resume makes sure that you're able to take that to your next jobs and get paid significantly better as a result, right? That's why they call them the Big Five. Those names carry a big significance on a resume, on a LinkedIn, etc. The UFC is the big one of MMA. They are the one of one, right? So they have done exactly what the Big Five and tech have done for MMA, but they've done it solely. So now if you go to the UFC, they can pay you peanuts. They can give you $8,000 to show and $8,000 to win, making it $16,000 for a professional MMA fight in the biggest promotion in the world, when Bellator's paying people 50 and 60 and more sometimes, right? Like, the thing is, they're able to do that because they know that if after you leave UFC, that's when you're going to make big money in BKFC. That's when you're going to get paid big bucks from Karate Combat, from Bellator, from PFL, from One, etc., from all the other promotions that want to be UFC. They will pay you big bucks, more than you've ever made in your entire career with the UFC. But you have to go shed blood, sweat, and tears for the UFC first, for peanuts. So it's a shit situation. It's a tough one to see. And that's why we end up seeing things like we saw with Isaac Dolgarian and Yadier Del Valle, right? Like, Isaac Dolgarian was probably getting 8-8 or 12-12, right? $24K for that long of a fight camp, paying your nutritionists, your managers, your coaches, etc. Like, you're not left with a whole lot. Oh, and then think about medicals, right? Yeah. Because you only get medical attention under contract when you have a scheduled bout. If you don't report everything or nothing, like one thing doesn't get noticed right after that fight, it's coming out of pocket, bud. So, like, these guys get fucked left and right. Like, I love them. I watch them every weekend, but man, I wish the sport was better managed for the fighters. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. Rob Rex said, fuck it. Let the ref poke whoever poked the eye of the offender. Oh, LJK. Imagine, though. It's like, well, that was a double eye poke. Gone. Captain Insano shows no mercy. Let's go. Let's go. Get it on.
Oh, man.
WC says, I'll say this. Glove design change may help a bit, but I do not believe that it would make a significant change to the rave eye pokes. I agree. The John Joneses of the world, the Cyril Gans of the world, they're always going to eye poke because they fight with their hands up and out in their stance, which for Muay Thai, like, you have to extend your hands to throw certain kicks, right? But you should also know how to fight with your hands kind of at least bent and just opening it at the last moment to post your palm, not your fingers, your palm off of your opponent's head to then set up those kicks and things like that. But
yeah, I think there could definitely be somewhere where we meet in the middle. I think the strike kind of, I would say incentive, but it's not necessarily incentivizing them. But like some sort of system like that would help, because the reality is it's a lot of people that are repeat offenders. You mentioned two of them already. And WMC corrected me if I'm wrong, but it feels like there's plenty of fighters that go their whole career. We're talking 5, 10, 15,
Jim Miller,
years.
Most fights in the UFC history, never won eye poke. Also never missed weight. Crazy.
Yeah, I think that's where it's like, for those repeat offender guys, I think the strike system makes sense. And then I do want to double tap on the contract flexibility. Like, they should have the right, maybe it's, and hey, like, you're a, Sugar Sean, or you're Izzy Adesanya or Alex Pereira. Yeah, sure. Sign a big 10-year contract. You see those in baseball. I think Patrick Mahomes signed a very similar deal where you want to be here, you're happy. Sure, the big studs can get the longer deals. You can get more flexible with the cash. Maybe even take 10% from their book. I don't want to take money out of the big stars' pockets, but some of that cash could probably get dispersed to the everyday fighters that are filling up these cards and entertaining us every Saturday. So I think we got to meet somewhere in the middle here.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. Like, we have to meet in the middle when it comes to this kind of stuff. And with that being said, folks, let's get past this nasty subject. Let's move on to the next fight. We got 2 more on the main card, and then we're busting into these fucking prelims and busting through them. Just like Charles Radtke busted through Daniel Frunze, who apparently is under investigation as well, but this one didn't seem fishy to me, I'll be honest with you. It just looked like a better fighter in there against a worse fighter. I thought Charles Chuck Buffalo Radtke was going to come out here and get it done in the welterweight division, and he did just that. 163 total strikes to 68, 31 significant strikes to 6, and 3 takedowns to 0. He goes for the submission attempt twice, didn't get it in the first time, but he damn sure did the second time, ultimately finishing it via rear naked choke in the third and final round, just 4 minutes and 29 seconds in. So there was only 31 seconds left in this fight. Even if it went to the judges' scorecards, though, Chuck Buffalo looks like he was coasting to a smooth sailed victory. Not a whole lot stood out to me other than the fact that this guy just looked really good. He continues to improve, but against somebody like a Daniel Frunza, no disrespect, I just don't think there's a ton that we can learn from this performance. Nano, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think Charles Chuck Buffalo, honestly, a very fitting name because that's how he fights. He's like a buffalo out there, just moving forward, no remorse for his body or the opponent in front of him. I think he is ready for a step up in competition. He went out there, took care of business. He looked strong and was just constantly moving forward. And you got a good grappling game. You got a good wrestling game. You're strong, tough as nails, can take the punches. Very well-rounded performance by Chuck Buffalo to get the submission win deep in round 3. Shows what kind of heart and grittiness this Buffalo has, man. A lot of kick in him. And honestly, I think, like I said, he needs to step up. I like me a little Jake, the Celtic kid, now the Celtic man growing up here in the UFC, Jake Matthews. Ranked 37, a few spots above him. I was going to take Mike Malott, but he already beat Chuck Buffalo, so I can't necessarily give him that nod again. I don't think he needs to maybe earn another win before he continues to climb the ladders and the rankings. So I think a Jake, the Celtic kid Matthews, sounds good. It's a notable name, and both these guys could fight on an unbecoming pay-per-view prelim, and I would be just fine with that. What do you think, brother? What's next for the Chuck Buffalo?
I'm not mad at that, man. I'm definitely not mad at that. I think that's a fun fight. I also wouldn't mind seeing Jeremiah Wells versus Chuck Buffalo.
That is also a banger. I do like that a lot. If Chiesa does say yes to the contract there, why not? I like the idea of getting guys that fought in the same card to run it back.
Just
similar timelines. Line it up. It lines up. Makes sense.
Same, man. Shout out Mike Yang. Hope your travel's going well, man. Sorry we couldn't hang out. Just wanted to jump in and say hi. We appreciate you being here, brother. Hope the work trip's going well, my guy. And hope you got, what was it, the Thai noodles? Was that what you were excited about out here? Send me that place. Hey, I want to try that place.
Absolutely.
I might have to try that this week.
Shout out.
Rob Rex said, I think they were able to wear sponsors back on their pre-fight stuff, a banner. They would get paid more from other places, not involved with the UFC, which of course they probably are afraid of. 100%, bro. And he said before that, honestly, I'm okay with the fighter pay to maintain the company, and as many fighters as they have to get it from somewhere. I agree with that. But I don't agree with when they took away the sponsorships. That's a big thing, bro. Like, they should have never done that. Lazy Bet said, unsure of the nature of the Frunza being flagged. Just happened to hear Harry Mack, the guy who broke all the betting scandal stuff, discussing it earlier on a pod. Oh, nice. Can you link me to that? If you follow me on Twitter or anything, Lazy, I'd love to watch that. I just thought it looked like he got outclassed. Might have been a funky line movement with bad timing. I think there was maybe some funky line movement with bad timing for sure. Yeah, I don't think that had anything to do with a fight fix. I think he just got outclassed by a better fighter in Charles Radtke. And Nano, just piggybacking, I do like the Celtic kid call out. I think it's a fun one.
I think both can't go wrong either way. Hopefully one of them come to fruition.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And with this next one, we have a catchweight bout between Allan Nascimento and Cody Durden. It went about as I expected it to. But Nano, I'll let you jump into it first. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were that Allan is a dog. You know, I do like Cody Durden. He's someone we've talked about plenty of times here on the show. He's always active, always willing to bite down the mouthpiece and leave it all out there. And it was a good back and forth until really it wasn't, right? Allan Nascimento got settled in there in the second round, won himself a performance of the night. I missed why it was a catchweight. I don't know if it's because of Cody or Allan. Not a great look.
It was because it was not bad on either guy. So Allan Nascimento was originally scheduled to fight Rafael Estevam, and Estevam dropped out due to medical issues. Okay. So Cody Durden stepped in on short notice and could not make the weight at flyweight.
Okay, that's great. That's honestly best case scenario here. That Cody didn't miss. I feel like he's the consummate pro, and that doesn't diminish this Allan Nascimento victory. Went out there, got it done, landed a nasty elbow, found the Darce choke, which is just a fun choke to see. But yeah, man, I mean, he looked absolutely lights out, and I do have a lot of respect for Cody Durden. So I do feel like Allan should be able to, take this momentum and hopefully get somebody a little bit higher up on the rankings. I'm going to let you break it down, and then we can talk about what's next for him. But did anything stand out to you for Mr. Nascimento?
Not really. I'll be honest with you, man. I think you did a great breakdown there. I think he looked good. He looked like the better fighter. He looked like the fighter that had a full fight camp, if I'm being honest. And, I like Cody Turton, but I thought he was going to get outclassed. If he had a full fight camp, he probably would have gotten outclassed in this one. I just think maybe he could have fought to not get finished. But Cody's not a gas tank guy. So the more the fight goes on, the more weary he gets for the sub or the knockout. And he's all too willing to go out there and just bang with somebody, and it's a bad mistake for him with somebody like an Allan Nascimento. He outlanded him though, 57-52 on both significant and total strikes, and he was the one that actually got the takedown, not Allan Nascimento. But I digress. Nascimento ends up getting the Darce, as you stated, nasty sub and beautiful to watch. Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic performance. Rob Rex said here, might not get much love from this comment, but other companies like NBA, the MLB, and major corporations UFC strive to be like, they have male and female differentials. How different would the sport be with only men, all female cards separate? Do you think that would hurt the company? I don't think it would hurt the company. I think it would actually drive a different type of demographic for the company. Invicta had a very high female watcher or viewership in comparison to all the other MMA promotions. And Invicta, as you know, was an all-female organization. That's where a lot of, if not a vast majority of, the UFC current roster of females have come from. Even Laura Sanko, I believe, fought for Invicta one time. So, yeah, I don't think it'd be bad, but I think it's better the way that they have it currently, right? You end up getting the mix of the demographic rather than having your split demographics that only tune into the cards that they like with their gender or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's the reality. Like, I mean, the viewership on the NBA as opposed to the WNBA is a stark difference, and I don't know if it would necessarily help these fighters and talking about the women specifically, really be able to bridge the gap. I think having it commingled is probably best just for everyone in general. Maybe there's an opportunity to have more female headliners or more of them on the main card, or just try to pump them up a little bit more as far as notoriety is concerned. But yeah, I just know it does cause a big difference there as far as the viewership and things like that. Hey, we're degenerates. We love this regardless. We would still tune in and happily break it down and give our reactions. But yeah, if it's going to help them all, what is it? The rising tide rises all the ships. So I think
rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it on this one. But that's a great question, my brother.
100%, man. And then as far as what's next, right? I don't know, man. I think you got to give this guy a top 15. If you're not going to look to just instantaneously try and reschedule the Rafael Estevam fight, which again was going to be a banger, right? Maybe you give him like a Ramazan Timirov, or I don't want to say Tim Elliott because he's on a 2-fight win streak right now. He's not been blessed in the UFC with the matchmaking. I don't know, man. Maybe
I thought like a Sumadarje, somebody.
Oh, Sumadarje be fun.
It's a fun one.
Or Bulldog, Bruno Silva. That'd be another nasty one.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
It's a banger. Certified.
Both from Brazil. They can certainly do something overseas. That probably makes more sense. I like it.
I feel it. Let's go, brother. And with that, we move on into the prelims. We have a fight between Kevin Christian and Billy Elekana. I gotta say, man, Elekana is a weird shaped fighter. He's just an interesting shape. He's like an upside down triangle, man. So long and strong, and he ends up going out there and getting the sub in round number 1. Looked real good doing it, and I'll be honest, he made it look a little bit easier than it should have. All right, he got the rear naked choke, just wrapped himself around Kevin Christian, and with relative ease. Only 17 strikes on his side, 14 on the other were landed as far as significant strikes go. And I mean, not a lot to learn from this one other than Billy Elekana is a good young prospect. He is coming up. Not a lot of fights behind him, but man, is he someone to watch. I think he's one of these Dustin Poirier type fighters in terms of he's allergic to a bad fight or a boring fight for that matter. So I'll be paying attention no matter what he does, and this was definitely no different. Great fight for him. Kevin Christian, however, if he gets another shot in the UFC, it will be probably him fighting for a job, in my opinion. Nano, anything stand out to you about the performance of Billy Elekana?
Yeah, I mean, great showing by Billy Elekana. I really didn't know his opponent too well. I wasn't here breaking it down, so I didn't do the full depth into Kevin Christian's game. But just looking at him, dude's tall and lengthy, but I felt like he was leaving himself exposed. You know, with more power comes more responsibility. With more range comes more of a need to make sure you defend yourself. And he was really leaving himself exposed, fully extended on some of those punches. And that's all it took for Billy Elekana to find an opening, countered, perfect timing, right hand, smooth, right on the chin, dropped his opponent, Kevin Christian. And then Billy jumped on the submission. I felt bad for Mr. Christian here in terms of getting not just tapped out, but the ref missed the tap, and then he ended up going night-night. That's a scary one. They were talking about it in the post show where, you know, not sure what he was looking at as far as, you know, getting in there and looking like I am when I'm trying to find my putting line on the greens, just really in there. But it was like his hands behind him. Maybe you want to be in a different kind of POV as the ref there, because unfortunately, Kevin, you know, probably could have been prevented, I guess, moral of the story there. But Billy looked great. Leg kicks were a big part of Kevin's game there, but Billy's a dog. He's someone we've seen a couple times now. He's in the light heavyweight division that is honestly, I think, always starved for more stars or more people that are willing to go out there and mix it up. His debut was on short notice. He lost to a Bogdan Guskov. To me, I'm not going to hold that against him. He's now coming off 2 back-to-back wins, one by submission. So maybe someone, excuse me, like a Navajo Sterling could be a good matchup. Umar Sy coming off a TKO victory. Even Alonzo Menafield, actually he's already fighting. I take that back. Maybe the Brute, Jimmy Crute. But there's a lot of good names and all of them.
Am I tripping, or did him and Navajo Sterling already fight? It was like 1 or 2 fights ago, no?
Oh, maybe.
Did they already fight? No, maybe they haven't.
They could find a different one. He fought Ivo Oslin and beat him, and then Kevin Christian, and then lost to Bob.
No, that's a great fight. I'm tripping. That's a great fight. I think that's the one.
Tripping, dog. Maybe you're
I'll say tripping, dog.
on the future a little bit.
I said forget about it, cut.
Forget about it, cut. Shout out Paul Walker.
Shout out Paul Walker, man. I said forget about it, cut.
That's the best line ever.
They referenced that in Chad Powers. It was the best.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, I gotta watch.
Out of nowhere, he's like, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, can we please just talk about it? I said forget about it, cut.
Forget about it, cut.
And he like turns around. It's hella funny, dude. Fucking Glenn Powell's the GOAT, bro. He's so good.
Shout out Chad Powers, man. Legend.
It's such a fun show. I think the next episode comes out tomorrow. I am obviously impatiently waiting. Lazy Bet said I hadn't heard much of him either. Vaguely knew his name. Wasn't super familiar. He's legit though. Heard some good people vouch for him. He's actually a promoter for a regional MMA brand. Oh, Billy Elekana? Who are you talking about?
Maybe Christian.
Or maybe Christian. Elekana choking that guy when the ref didn't see the tap. Unfortunately, ref needs better awareness. Ref's been fucking up lately. Brother, that ref's been fucking up since he got his referee license. You're talking about fucking Chris Taioni. He's the worst.
Yeah, brutal.
He's the worst, brother. Like, Chris Taioni is genuinely the worst ref I've ever seen in my entire life. I would rather watch fucking Mario Yamasaki let people die than watch this guy. Because this guy will let someone die. Oh, you're talking about Harry Mack. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm definitely going to check that guy out.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I hadn't seen any of his posts until he had posted the FBI stuff after this weekend. And I'm not going to lie, when I read it out loud, I was like, oh, this Harry Mack guy posted this. My significant other was like, oh, Harry Mack likes MMA? She thought I was talking about the rapper Harry Mack.
The freestyler.
Which I'm not going to lie, when I saw that Harry Mack posted, I was like, holy shit, Harry Mack likes MMA?
Did he rap about it? That's my dad's favorite.
I wish. Yeah. When I went to his concert, that was one of the words I submitted. MMA is a word, you know? Taliesin Teixeira versus Derek Lewis always seemed really strange the way Jason Herzog stopped that fight, but the fans justified it because they like Derek Lewis. Facts, bro. Fucking facts.
Yeah.
Another one that was weird was Song Yadong versus Henry Cejudo. We need to start the 5th round so this can go to the scorecards. For whose betting ticket, Jason? Huh? How deep does this go, Jason?
I was gonna say,
how deep does this go, Herzog?
Or Haj Patel might be showing up on his doorstep. Let's go.
Fucking hell, bro. With that being said, we move into the bantamweight division. for a bout between Timothy Cuamba coming in against Lee Chung-Ho. And man, Nano, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one. This was an interesting one.
Definitely an interesting one. Really close on the odd makers sports betting book here. Chang-Ho Lee was riding Timmy in the first round like a backpack, and I felt like that was maybe going to be the tail of the tape, but no siree, Bob. Timmy Cuamba came back strong, guns a-blazing in that second and third round. Though he lost the striking differential in the third, still felt like he was doing enough on the feet in the second round, landing some of the takedowns in the third. Certainly felt like the momentum shifted his direction and got his hand raised. But it was a great performance, man. He proved that he can go into those deep waters. He could face adversity. He was bleeding. Again, getting taken down, getting controlled, riding. Had Chang-Ho Lee as a backpack there. Yeah, great showing by Timmy Cuamba. I think he's somebody that's still learning, still a little bit of green around the gills. But if you could go out there and get a gritty win like that on what might not be your best night out there, that tells me Timmy's somebody. He's going to be somebody we're going to be talking about more and more often here. He's young, has the look. And again, he proved to me that he's tough as nails and that he could overcome adversity, which is hard to do here in this kind of sport. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm still coming off this sore throat. But my brother, talk to me, man. How'd you feel about it? Do you think Chang-Ho Lee did enough, or did you feel like Timmy Cuamba stole this one? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a really close fight. I'll tell you that. I thought it was closer than I expected it to be. And, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I did actually think that Chung-Ho did enough. He dominated the first round. He got 4 minutes and 52 seconds of control time to 0. And then in the round after that, right, round 2, he got 1:18 to 1:35. He got outlanded, right? I'll admit. But in that last round, even though Timmy Cuamba got 4 minutes and 20 seconds of control time, he got outlanded by his opponent. If we're rating this on damage, I mean, realistically, Chung-Ho Lee won rounds 1 and 3, in my opinion. And there's an argument that even if you thought he lost round 3, you could say he won round 2. But it's not a robbery. It was a close fight. It was a razor close fight. So I'm not mad at how the judges scored this one. I won't cry robbery or FBI investigations here. But I digress. Lord of the Pies says, it's not like they're only rigging the preseason games in the NBA. These refs have been implicated of rigging actual finals games before. That's the thing, bro. He also said, I recognize they're going to try to rig undercard fights that will go more unnoticed, but if the NBA refs will literally rig finals games, I wouldn't put it past the UFC to rig main events. Fair. And Lazy Bed mentioned that Jason Herzog literally carried Yan Xiaonan to her corner between rounds versus Zhang Weili after she basically got knocked out. So, yeah, there's been some weirdness, especially in the last, 2 or so years, in my opinion. Now, Nano, whether we thought he won or not, what do you think should be next for Timothy Cuamba?
Yeah, man, I think the Cuambat, a.k.a. Timmy Twilight, shot up the rankings here, 59th on Tapology. I don't know how high we want to go with him. I mean, I'm looking at Apache Mix, who's 0-2 in the UFC. That can certainly make sense. Jungle Boy, Felipe Lima, someone coming off a loss. Absolute Dog, 2-1. I like some of those names. I don't know how much higher I would go. I think I need to see a little bit more from him. I want to see a more decisive win. So I like some of those names, but I certainly don't think he's someone that needs to be skyrocketed here to have that Icarus effect, as we like to say. So I'll lean in on one of those guys. If I had to just pick one, I think I like Felipe Jungle Boy Lima. He's just a fun fighter. Want to see him get back out there. He lost to Peyton Talbot, but he certainly stretched Peyton out as much as he could. Pause. But that's kind of the ballpark I'm looking at here. What about you, my brother? And let us know in the comments as well. What do you think's next with Timmy Twilight Cuambat?
Yeah, I like those fights. I have 2 other names on the tip of my tongue, though. I'd like to see him fight either Jiu-Jitsu, Yu Su Young, or Garrett Armfield, our guy.
Hell yeah. I
think those would be fire matchups for him. And I think Timmy Cuamba would probably make them both have to work for those wins. But, I mean, to be completely honest, depending on how the odds makers stack that one up, I don't know who I'd be betting on, brother.
Oop, double muted. Yeah, no, that is a hard one. I don't know how the odd makers will look at that. certainly I would be confident a lot of the late money will come in on Timmy Cuamba.
Yeah.
Not to use some of that recency bias, but he looked good, and he proved to me that he's tough. He could weather the storm. I'd be curious to see it. But yeah, no, Lord of the Pies, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, there has been a lot of rigged games in the NBA specifically. Obviously, I don't know if we touched on the whole scandal, but a lot going on in that world. And I mean, this is going back to the Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson days in my youth where.
Oh, we go talk about practice.
We're talking practice, man.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking rig and shit.
Not the game, practice.
And the refs came out and said, like, yeah, I was calling more fouls to get it to a game 7. So it's that easy. I mean, it's subjective. Maybe that's where the Tesla robots will come in and make it more fair. The use of instant.
I hate that you said that because I haven't talked to you about this, and I literally had this conversation with 2 other people.
Oh man!
Where I literally said my biggest concern is that when they realize that there's fault in human judging, we're gonna get AI judges, and all it takes is one hack or a bad line of code for that to be fucked too.
It's inevitable, man. It's inevitable. It's over. I'm sorry.
I hate it, dude. I hate it. I hate that we had the same thought because that means that it's probably true.
I know we typically do hive mind, but it's not far fetched. I'll tell you that much.
Man. I did just pour up another shot because I forgot to do one whenever we were talking about the bullshit rigged fight. You know, it was rigged, but our guy still lost. So fuck you, Isaac Del Garrett. This shot is not for you. This shot is for the fans. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And if you're drinking, smash that drink with us. Let's go. Cheers,
absolutely.
Folks.
Salute. And if not, drink some water. Stay hydrated.
Drink some water either way, kids. Stay hydrated. It's important stuff. Speaking of important stuff, we're talking about next in this middleweight bout between Donte Johnson and Cedric Dumas, a.k.a. SD Dumas. Man, it was fantastic. It's always fantastic to see SD Dumas go out there and get an L. The dude has more mugshots than he does UFC fights, and he's just not a good guy. But the funniest thing about this fight is that afterwards, they asked his opponent at the press conference how he feels about his opponent and all of his out of cage endeavors, if you will. And he said, I truly believe after fighting him that that's a good man, which just genuinely made me cackle like the wild witch from the West. Like, that is definitely not a good man. An okay martial artist does not make a good man, says Confucius, I believe. I'm pretty sure you can find that in a book somewhere. But that being said, Donte Johnson, dude, the guy is a fucking beast. He's a problem. He's someone to watch, I think, right? Lockjaw. Man, he locks other people's jaws for sure. He has 7 wins, 0 losses. Dude, added another one to the list here. 6 of his wins by knockout or TKO. And by the way, kids, this was his first win by submission, and he gets it done by a fucking ninja choke, Nano.
Savage.
Like, not very often that you see those, my guy.
Honestly, saying that out loud, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could demonstrate it or even visualize it. I mean, I remember watching the fight, but yeah, if you were to just say that in layman's terms, I'm like, oh, ninja choke. What? How does a ninja choke someone? That's a great one, and it's unique. Hey, 1 of 1. I love it. He looked great out there, and to your point, love seeing Cedric Dumas look like that Dumas out there and get whooped up, get thrown around, and then ultimately get submitted. That's what we love to see. That's what we're here for. Let's be real. The good guys win. They always come out on top. We know this. But he did look talented as all get out. I'll tell you that much. In terms of what's
and then
next,
ninja choke is it's a variation on the guillotine, right? So like you basically
okay.
pull your arm in, you do your crossover and flex your bicep into their jugular vein.
And then he's got some big biceps, Mr. Lockjaw over
nice.
here. Yeah,
nice.
great debut here in the UFC. I don't know if you want to necessarily throw him into the wolves against the silent assassin Atiba Gutierrez, who is 3-0, 3 vicious knockouts. I'm talking about the big Cameroonian knockout artist. But I'll tell you what, and I don't love it because I love my guy, maybe even a Zach Reese. Zach Reese is a notable name, coming off a win, is a little more decorated. I think Donte Johnson might end up coming out victorious, but I can put my feelings to the side and say that'd just be a good bout that I would love to tune into. What do you think is next for him, brother?
I'd like to see him get kind of pole vaulted, if I'm being honest. I'd like to see him fight somebody like an Azamat Bekaev, who's coming off of a loss right now, or a Andre Petrosky who's coming off of back-to-back losses. Like, get this kid in there with some thugs, get this kid in there with some sluggers, and let's see what happens, how he holds up. Lord of the Pie said, lazy bet. Jason Herzog is the guy I've been noticing in these anomaly fights, pun intended. Let's go. And yeah, he's a real Dumas. 100%, bro. Pies, 100%, he's the leading candidate for weirdness. And you know what sucks? Because I feel like he's actually one of the better referees today. And I've always thought he was a good guy. But man, I'm usually a good judge of character. I am disappointed in myself. With that being said, we move into the next bout, which is a women's bantamweight bout between Ketlen Vieira and Norma Dumont. There are some people online saying that they thought Ketlen Vieira won this fight. No. The stats would tell you otherwise, obviously. 87-58 total strikes, 62-25 significant strikes. And now here's where it gets dicey, right? Norma Dumont has 0 takedowns landed of 0 attempted, and her opponent has 2 of 4 attempted. Nano, when you were watching this fight live, how did you score it?
Yeah, I mean, man, to be honest, I was probably a little jaded. I think just watching it off the rip, I hated Norma Dumont's stance. I don't know what she did different. I know she's with Chute Box, but just how...
She also got breast implants.
Oh, well, that might actually factor in here. I don't know. She's not Mackenzie Dern, but what I will say is that her fighting stance in general and just the slap into the hands throughout the whole first round just really irritated me. It made it harder for me to root for her. I think I was just kind of hoping Ketlen Vieira would go out there and whoop some butt. This did not feel like the third best women's bantamweight fighting the fourth best women's bantamweight. It just was a little underwhelming, if I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. I guess to answer the question directly, I think Norma did do enough. I didn't love it, the visuals of it. I think the lack of tenacity and just the willingness to get taken down. It was a split decision, so people can definitely chalk up the conclusion that Ketlen should have won. One of the judges would have agreed, but she did not get the win. And I think at this level, with what's at stake, I mean, you're both trying to, get the chomping at the bit there to Kayla Harrison. I just feel like neither of them really did anything that proved to me that they are, again, the third and fourth best women in the bantamweight division. I need to see more. I just was not impressed with their performance. And maybe you give Norma, why am I blanking on her name? But she made her debut, the Brazilian phenom. Why am I blanking on her name? I can't find it. But she fought recently. Oh, man. Okay. Either way, honestly, I don't even care who they fight. I just wasn't impressed. But I could see why people came to that conclusion. But you look at the stats, you look at the breakdown round per round. Maybe that first one was a toss-up just because of the lack of true violence we've seen. I thought either one of them could have won. Felt like Ketlen won the second round, the takedowns with the striking differential. And then that third round, Norma did end strong, which always looks best on to the judges. But again, it was a split decision, so it certainly was close. It's hard for me to reward either of these girls and want to be excited to see them fight again after just a lackluster showcasing, which again, a lot at stake. It's a little underwhelming, unfortunately. What do you think, brother? How'd you feel about this one?
I feel exactly the same, man. I thought it was underwhelming as all hell. Juice Man said, "Que pasó, campas? Say hello to my little friend."
What up,
hope all is well. Let's get the likes up. Let's fucking go, bro. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well also, my guy. And couldn't have said it better myself, my guy.
Absolutely.
As far as this fight, nothing impressive. I was not impressed with that performance. As you stated, it didn't look like number 3 in the world versus number 4 in the world in any weight class. In any way, shape, or form. But what do I think should be next for Big Norm, aka Norma Dumont? I think it should be Eileen Perez, Miss Fiona. Right? She's on a hell of a heater right now. She's on a 5-fight win streak over Ashley Evans Smith, Lucy Purilova, Jocelyn Edwards, Daria Zelianakova, and Cara Rosa. And man, if Norma Dumont comes out there and fights the way she did this last Saturday, Eileen Perez might rack up another win. I don't know. What do you think, Nano?
No, I like it. No, I think you're absolutely right. And the name I was stuck on was a Beatriz, aka the Lady Goat, Bia Mesquita. Throw her in there. Throw her in the mix. Screw it.
Bia Mesquita, brother. I love that. I love that. The Lady Goat is a fucking beast.
She's a beast. I don't know why I was blanking on the
Scary
name.
chick.
I need to put more respect. That's on me. That's on me. But that's a fun one, my brother. Let us know how you feel in the comments. And make sure you like, subscribe, and smash the bell for notifications. Come on now.
Let's go, folks. Let's go. And with that being said, we move into the women's strawweight division, going down a weight class or two here. And we're going to talk about Alice Ardalian coming in against Montserrat Ruiz. I said it on the prediction show earlier this last week, folks. Look, Montserrat is a lay and pray fighter. She's able to get on top of you and stay on top of you. You will lose the fight. I thought she would have a hard time doing that against somebody like Alice Ardalian. And that was exactly the case, folks. If you watch the fight, you saw very clearly she got on top of her, but was unable to keep her down. And with that, she ended up actually just getting outworked, right? Ardalian, another twerker in there, right? 146 to 91 in total strikes landed, 138 to 85 in significant strikes landed. And she was twice as efficient with her takedown attempts, with one takedown landed of 3 compared to the 1 of 6 of her opposition in Montserrat Ruiz. Also racked up more control time. So I thought Ardalian did everything she needed to do. She was fantastic. And I don't know, man. I just genuinely thought that it was a good showing for her, man. Jumping into the comments before I pass you the baton. Lazy Bet said, I'm rebooking Dumont versus Pennington. Super boring, but it must be done. I'm not mad at that fight either. I think that's a solid one. Dumont versus Vieira appeared like rigged scorecards. I hope the FBI is looking into that one as well. Everybody scored that 28-29 Vieira. I thought it was close. So I didn't think it was highway robbery by any means, but I could see it. Go look online. You can see 90% of the media scored it that way. Holy shit, that's wild, bro. Yet 66% of the judges scored it differently. Interesting stuff. 100%. Yeah. Was Sal D'Amato one of the people that judged it wrong? Probably. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I was just so I felt jaded. Like I wasn't enjoying it, and I think Norma's body language and just the way she looked at it was hard for me to give her the nod. But obviously, someone has to get their hand raised, and it just, hey, I'll default to the numbers, and on paper she won. But that is interesting news. I did not realize it was that big of a discrepancy. Maybe Norma just doesn't have a lot of fans. I don't know, but the 3 judges, the 3 opinions that mattered, made their decision, and unfortunately, we got to live with it. But yeah, in 100%. Terms of Montserrat, I mean, man, Alice Ardalian just went out there, took care of business. It was a clash of styles here. We got a true grappler and jiu-jitsu artist here in Alice Ardalian fighting against Montserrat, who fights with Alexa Grasso. She is Mexicana. She's got some really cool tats, some crazy ones, but good looking girl as far as just like how she fights and how she presents herself. But yeah, she made some mistakes. Obviously got exposed, grappling, wrestling, getting taken down. Got one of her own, but she just got outlanded, man. She got outclassed. There's not much else I could say. Alice is a beast, and hopefully Montserrat can bounce back and maybe just sharpen some of the tools that she needs to work on. But like Juice Man says, Montserrat got dog walked out there. Some solid hands. I mean, she is Mexicana, so she's gonna have the boxing locked down. But she really needs to probably go to Dagestan 1 2 years and forget. That's it, man.
Oh man, I agree.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
It's the best thing to do. And with that being said, I mean, what should be next for her? Like, realistically, it's tough, right? You got to give her somebody that makes sense. Maybe a Marina Rodriguez, who's coming off 3 back-to-back losses, or maybe I don't want to say it out loud even, but I have to. I mean, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, that's a fun fight. Fun fight. She's coming off 3 back-to-back losses to Yasmin Lucindo, Denise Gomes, and Julia Pilastri. So if she's fighting again, why not? Folks, what do you think? Who do you think should be next for her? And with that being said, Nano, I have to pour up another shot because our guy lost. It's a welterweight bout between Phil Rowe, the Fresh Prince, our guy, the shiniest dude at International Fight Week for damn sure, coming in against Seokhyeon Ko. And man, oh manowitz, did our guy just get outclassed? He got outworked, he got outclassed, and he just got out muscled in there, man. Like it wasn't even close, bro. Like it was just Phil Rowe has said multiple times that he has an issue where he doesn't feel like he's able to be the fighter inside of the octagon that he is inside of the training or in the room. And I think this was a clear victimization of that mindset. He came in there with a sparring mentality, and his opponent came in there with a fighting mentality, and it showed in multitudes of ways. So it was a tough one to watch, but as a Seokhyeon Ko guy, got to be happy. 124 to 11 strikes, 36 of which were significant to 4 by way of Philip Rowe, and 4 of 4, perfect 100% on takedowns. So, guy was a beast. He looked really fucking good, and I'm sad because of it. Cheers, folks. Last one of the night here. If you're with us, we hope you are doing a shot with us, and if you're not, that's okay. Drink some water, stay hydrated, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Cheers to you.
Salute. Yeah, and cheers to you, Phil. I mean, man, we had a great exchange at International Fight Week. Freaking cool ass dude. We made it on his story as well, or onto his post. So definitely appreciate the love there. I'll always be a fan, and I'll continue to want to root for Phil Rowe for show. But yeah, man, I mean, the reality is his dance partner in Seokhyeon Ko did look tough, did look ready, did look violent, and really just dominated on the grappling, on the striking, just really outmanned him, man. I think with Phil, he looked good at range in the beginning, but I think, yeah, he did. I mean, let's just call it what it is, man. He fell flat. I mean, he went up against a tough guy. Everyone's great. You're getting the best of the best. Hard to replicate, UFC caliber fighters in your gym. But hey, I mean, the reality is too, like as someone that played sports, like, man, it's sometimes you either got it or you don't, or there are guys that crush it in the weight room or on the band practice or, inner scrimmage games and things like that. But you got to be able to do it when it counts the most. And I think I'd rather be a guy that's lasted days cool in the weight room or in the sparring matches, but be able to show out when the lights are brightest. And that's unfortunately hard to coach. It's something that, I mean, you could drill in, you do need to do, but you just got to be able to show up and show out. And I do think better days are ahead for Phil Rowe for show. Again, he's got a fan in me always and forever. But yeah, this was an eye-opening fight and just really kind of poked those holes, and the world had to see it, unfortunately. But he's got to, I hate saying it, but man, send these guys to Dagestan. We need a whole bus out there after this one. It was a lot of stylistic matchups that were not favorable. Yeah, truly eye-opening. But let's give credit where it's due, right? Seokhyeon, I mean, he had that look in his eyes. He's a tough, stocky dude for the division. And if you're going to go out there and be that much of the aggressor and just really flatten your opponent and take his will from him, boy, that's a great outing. I'm surprised he didn't get performance of the night, but he certainly earned his ticket to take that next jump in competition. And anything stand out to you, or do you think there's anything next for Mr. KO for show? What's on the horizon here?
I do actually have two names on the tip of my tongue here, Nano, and I'm curious to hear what you think of these. So we've got Andreas Gustafsson, aka Bane, coming in here. Just now lost to Hinat Fakhretdinov, and he's looking for a fight. And then you have the up-and-comer 11-0. I saw him fight live in his last fight against Nico Price, which he faced opposition probably for the first time in his professional career. I'm talking about a Jacoby Smith. Both guys are absolutely phenomenal. I think both guys are solid matchups. And what's up, Kansas Party Boy? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Almost to hump day. We're almost halfway through the week, my guy. And Juice Man says, Rowe always has a fan of me. Dude, us too. He's a great dude. Nice guy. Willing to give us a little bit of his time at International Fight Week. We had a swarm of people around him. And just great conversation, man. Nano, what do you think of those names? Bane and Kobe.
Great names. I do think Jacoby Smith is probably the right move. The Korean Tyson here, as he is coined nickname-wise for Seokhyeon Ko, certainly proved it. Why not put him in there against another stud who does have back-to-back wins here, back-to-back finishes as well? That makes a lot of sense. I do like it a lot. I don't know how much higher you'd want to go. I mean, there's a proper Mike Malott, who beat a Kevin Holland. That's where I got mixed up. But that's about the level of competition I think is next for him. I don't know how much higher I'd go than that. But Juice, thank you for complimenting the shirt, man. Got a UFC the Fan Expo. Make sure y'all go next year. We'll see you there.
Let's go. Well, this year we might
actually,
not.
Yeah, fair.
But,
never mind.
But you know what? We'll see you guys in Vegas one of these events. Let us know where you're going. We'll try and meet up. We'll make it happen. But yeah, Washington, D.C. just doesn't seem like the place for me. With that being said, Nano. Gotta talk about this women's strawweight bout between Talita Alencar and Ariane Carnelossi. Look, if you watch the prediction show, I said it straight the fuck up. I thought that this was going to go, honestly, at the very least, to the third round, and that Talita Alencar was going to end up winning. I wasn't sure if she'd get it done inside the distance or not, but it looks like she did, right? She got that sub. Nano, did anything stand out to you at all in this performance, or did it go kind of as planned, business as usual?
I mean, definitely something stood out. I felt like Talita, she was the Ben favorite. Felt like she was going to go out there and take care of business. I don't think I saw anything in Ariane Carnelosi's game that would have given Talita too much trouble, and that's exactly what we saw. Like, Talita dominated pillar to post. I think the thing that stood out to me was not just the grappling experience and being able to really solidify that area of the fight, but she did a really good job of letting Ariana, I guess what I'm trying to say is used her best asset against her. Like, we know Ariana is someone that, I mean, just look at her. She's big, she's buff, and she's going to want to move forward and bully her opponents. And she allowed her to get that false sense of confidence, maybe land a strike or two while she's backing up, and then she would counter, dropped her, hit her with some Muay Thai knees. Like, I think Talita played it really, really well, scored on the takedowns, countered phenomenally, won the striking differential. I mean, it's just, she did everything right, and that just shows good fight IQ. That shows somebody that is an absolute dog, to use what the kids are saying. But yeah, I think Talita, aka Problem Child, is a problem for the division here. She's gonna continue to do what she does here. Beat our girl Vanessa Demopoulos. That's where she really became on my radar. Big fan of Vanessa. But yeah, man, I mean, Talita's equally strong, equally skilled, and I just felt like the decision she was making on Saturday just made it a no-brainer. And then the finish in the third round there, icing on the cake, the fact that you can still get a finish that late in the fight, absolutely incredible performance in my book. In terms of what's next, man, there's a girl that I really like and I want to see get back out there. I'm talking about a Piera La Friera Rodriguez. If not her, maybe even a Sam Page, coming off 3 back-to-back wins. 6-5 record does not reflect the type of fighter she is, but I think those are some good names. I don't know how much higher we'd go here. I mean, after that, we're pretty much talking about the top 20, top 15. I think I may need to see one more fight before I give her that nod. But man, Talita is on the cusp of being a ranked fighter here. One of the best by far. And she went out there and showed out. So got to give her props.
She did.
I did like the decision making and the counters is really what stood out to me. What about you, brother?
The counters definitely stood out to me, bro. The way that she stepped back, let her opponent miss, and then land something quick on the pocket, bro. Nasty work from her. The Muay Thai knees, like everything she was doing was perfect. As you were saying, like great breakdown, as always, Nano. She was using her opponent's momentum against her in very big ways. Like her opponent is strong and grapple heavy, and she ended up getting 6 minutes and 10 seconds of control time to the 2 minutes and 19 seconds that Ariane Carnelossi got of control time. She also outlanded her significantly, right? 79-50 on total strikes, 60-25 on significant strikes. So more significantly, did she outland her on significant strikes? I mean, this was just fire, bro. Like the performance from Talita Alencar was truly top notch. She outclassed her opponent, and I like the Piera La Fiera Rodriguez call out. I think that's a good one from you. The other name that comes to mind for me is Ketlin Souza, right? She's coming off 2 back-to-back losses. She is a name in the UFC, and she's fought kind of a who's who. Most recent losses to Angela Hill and Piera Rodriguez. I like the way our girl Talita Alencar matches up against her, if I'm being honest, Nano.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. There's only so many girls in front of you. You know, you continue to beat the people in front of you. And now you're at a spot where, yeah, I mean, if it's not top 15, it's right on the outside of it. And 2 women that are going to be looking to make a name for themselves. And yeah, Talita definitely earned my respect. I'll be circling her every time we see her coming up on her upcoming fights. Who knows? She might be on my my fantasy team next season, but that's a conversation for a different day. Let's go.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
WMC, you're right. I'm already married, but I might propose. But let it be known, I'm married to my beautiful wife, Amy, but I'm also married to the game, baby. Come on now.
Come on now. Let's go, baby. Speaking of married to the game. Folks, look, 2 weeks ago, I'm going to go back 3 weeks ago. All right. We were down 2.44 units, right? 2 weeks ago, we were down 2 units. Last week, we broke dead even. This week, 7.6 units out, 22.44 units in with a profit margin of 14.84 units. So on the year, we are up 23.008 units, folks. Come on. Like, this is exactly why we do this. We were down, we were out. I mean, we were all but out, right? And now we're back. We're back to being up units, and we're going to continue to stack those units as we go into this next prediction episode on Thursday.
Dude,
it was
big
a good
shout
week.
out to you, brother. I mean, we just got to give credit where it's due. Give the man a pat on the back here, y'all. I mean,
appreciate it.
Absolutely great. And some of those were not locked. I mean, it was, Waldo first round, Charles Radtke sub. Like,
I'll go through the wins real quick. So we had Steve Garcia, Donte Johnson, 2-pick parlay, plus 126, 2 units to win a little over 2.5. We had a 3-pick parlay. Alice Artelian to win by decision, Norma Dumont to win by decision, and Timothy Cuamba to win by decision.
Sheesh.
Half unit to win over 5 units. Okay, we had a, let's see here. Alice Artelian straight up to win by decision. 1 unit to win almost 2. We had, let's see here. Seokhyeon Ko to win by decision. Half unit to win over a unit. To win 1.1 to be exact. Waldo Cortes Acosta to win in round 1. Wager, half unit. Paid, 4 units. Let's fucking go, kids. Sheesh. And then we had Charles Radtke to win by submission, 1 unit. This is probably my favorite one. To win 6.5 units.
Oh my gosh.
Like, let's go, kids. Like, this is how you come up, man. And I got to shout out, as you said, you got to give credit where credit's due, right? That 3-pick parlay came solely from the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Dixon Sider. Which I don't see him in the chat today, but I hope he watches the replay. I appreciate you. Because of you, we turned a half unit into over 4. So, my guy, let's fucking go. I appreciate it. I appreciate the picks. And we will continue to stack them up, Juice. Let's fucking go. I poured up one last shot because, I mean, we're up units. I got to do a shot to that. It's a winning. It's a winning, folks. And after that, we're out of here, folks. Just like the sound of that. If you won, please let us know in the comments below. As soon as we wrap up the show, hit that refresh button. Leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithm when you actually do leave a comment on the post. And we really appreciate it. It means the world to us. If you tailed us on any bets, let us know that too. My God, it means the world to us when you guys win money and we help you do it. And if you bet against us and you won money, equally as fun for me. I'll be completely honest with you. It's a lot of fun to read those where it's like, hey, you thought this guy was going to win. You were fucking wrong. And I cashed in because of it. Let me know, folks. Let me know. And before you do that, cheers to you. Cheers to us. Cheers to all the fuss and the muss that we've endured this week in MMA. And if you've lasted the last hour and 35 minutes exactly, we appreciate you. If you've just tuned in, we appreciate you too. Make sure you hit the rewind button and watch the full episode. Cheers. Let's go, folks.
Cheers, y'all. Appreciate you. He's absolutely right. I mean, Dixon Side of DC, one of the legends here in the chat, one of our favorites. Hey, man, we listen. All right, you let us know. We listen. So put in all your bets. Let us know.
I told you we were going to start telling that guy, man. After like 2-3 weeks ago when he hit that 3-legger, I was like, fuck, why did we not tell that? So every time this guy's in the chat for a prediction show, I will be telling him. He gave me a couple of other channels to start following, and I'm going to say this on this episode to get this out of the way. I do not watch episodes that make picks before we do our prediction show because I don't want to be influenced by anybody else. I don't want to be biased in my picks due to any other bettors or cappers making these picks, right? But I will do my due diligence. I will be watching those episodes after our prediction show. And if we lock in any additional bets post-show, make sure you locked in on Twitter at MMAnomaly. We will be posting them there. And Nano will be posting those on Threads as well. So make sure you're following him on there. Folks, we appreciate each and every one of you. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications if you can. It's free 99, you know what I'm saying? And when you do it, it just feels like Christmas came early. So please do. And folks, if you do none of the things we've asked you to do, that's totally fine too, as long as you do these last two things. We ask that you keep on going, and we ask that you keep on growing, folks. And we really hope we see you on Thursday.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.